This is a GoTrax GXL V2, and this isn't any GoTrax GXL V2 scooter. This is my electric scooter. Now you can buy the scooter with your money, but we're here to tell you if this scooter is great for your money, terrible for your money, or just meh for your money. You guys might be wondering why I'm not using the battery, and that's because the scooter has a terrible battery life. Without further ado, let's move on to the review.
Alright, now we're going to talk about the acceleration of the scooter. As we stated earlier in our tech specs, this scooter has a top speed of 15 miles per hour, more specifically 15.5 miles per hour. Now, the scooter took 8 seconds to reach that top speed of 15.5 miles per hour, but one thing we notice is that there's a lot of rattling sounds coming from the scooter. Now, we're not so sure if the build quality is bad or if it was just caused by the rough road, but even if the scooter is riding on a rough road, we expected it to not make like extremely loud rattling noises. I mean, like slight rattling is fine, but the amount of rattling noise coming from the scooter is kind of concerning, and we feel as though the build quality isn't really that good.
This scooter can go 15.5 miles per hour on asphalt. But if you're wondering how fast it can go on grass, it's really slow on
In this
grass.
next section, we will go in depth regarding the user experience. I'll be talking about the maneuverability of the scooter first. We did a low speed slalom test or a zigzag test, and as you can see here, I did mess it up a little. But we ended up doing the test properly, and the scooter is actually somewhat easy to maneuver at low speeds, but you have to make sure you are not overdoing the throttle, or else you'll crash like me. We also tested the turning radius of the scooter, and it's okay. As you can see here, the scooter couldn't turn perfectly along the manhole cover. It was a bit wide, but it was fine. Overall, I rate the scooter an 8 out of 10 for maneuverability.
Now let's talk about how comfortable this scooter is. Well, if we had to rate this scooter out of 10 for comfort levels, we would give it a 6. The reason why we give this scooter a 6 out of 10 is partly because of its brakes. The brakes wear out really quickly. Initially, the scooter brakes are way too responsive to the point where you can actually get thrown off the scooter if you brake really hard. But as time passes, the brakes start becoming unresponsive. The second reason why we give this scooter a 6 out of 10 is because of its suspension. The suspension on this scooter is not as good as its competitors because all of the other competitors have their battery in the base of the scooter, which makes the rider feel grounded. If you care about comfort more than performance, I would highly recommend buying its competitor scooters.
Now, we're going to talk about the portability and convenience of the scooter. In this category, we're going to give it a 7 out of 10. In terms of portability, it can fold in half, which I guess is pretty good if you want to store it in a tight area. It's 30 pounds, so it's not too heavy in comparison to other scooters. In terms of convenience, it can be a good or bad feature where you have to push off the ground and go at least 2 miles per hour for the electric motor to kick in, which for safety wise it's good because you can't just accidentally pull the motor and fly away, but it may serve annoying and inconvenient as I have clearly experienced. Now about the 15 miles per hour speed. When you see it on a spec sheet, you might think, oh wow, 15 miles per hour, that's pretty fast. However, over time, we've noticed that you don't really, you want a faster scooter after using it for a while. Sure, yes, it feels fun and nice in the beginning when you first buy it, but after a while, it just feels boring. and you'll want something faster. So if you want to curb that desire, we recommend spending at least $100 more and getting a better scooter for the price. Other than that, we give it a 7 out of 10 because there's no real standout features. It does the bare minimum.
Now we have reached the conclusion of our review of this scooter, the GoTrax GXL V2. Again, this is a scooter you can buy for $300 or around that price. But is it a good scooter to buy for $300 or is it a bad scooter or is it just meh? We rate this scooter a solid meh because it is decent for what you're paying for. I mean, you do have decent battery life and it does have a good speed of 15 miles per hour. But again, this battery is not very good in quality. Within just 3 or 4 weeks of using this scooter, the battery life has gone down considerably. Now, if you do have $300 and can't go over that price, then we suggest buying the scooter. There isn't really any other good alternative. But if you can spend at least $100 more, then we don't suggest buying the scooter because for around $400 you can get a scooter that is much faster than this and that's better in quality and that has a better battery life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.